for a greener and sustainable future. So I think today's topic is empowering West African youth for sustainable futures, investing in human capital. And I repeat, in human capital. The organizations and speakers to be on board are from Maya Foundation, Climate Solution International, and Parliamentary Network Africa. I would be glad to have insight if we have our speakers also on board. Our speaker from my foundation. So I have our speaker from my foundation as Omolara Abigail Ori Sanawa. Please, are you on the call? Omolara Abigail Ori Sanawa, Global Education Lead for my foundation. We would love to hear your voice if you are on the call. And also Parliamentary Network Africa. Okay. All right, so I think some of our speakers are experiencing some technical issues, and we will have to wait for them. But before that, I also love to know where our participants are joining us from. If you could put in the chat box, if you could put it in the chat box where you are joining us from in West Africa, Ghana, Nigeria. From Nigeria. See, the chat box is full of Nigeria. The Nigerians are taking a space. Yes, I see Togo. Interesting to see Zambia. I see Cameroon in the building.
Okay. Hi, Jeffrey. Can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear us? Yes, we can.
Good.
Okay, without wasting much time, we would like to proceed with Matthew, who is from Parliamentary Network Africa. Hello, Matthew, can you hear us? We'd like to hear your voice.
Hello, Jeff. Yes, I can hear you now.
Thank you so much. All right, and we have Omolara also joining us. Thank you very much for making it. Omolara, can you hear us? Okay, Omola. Can you hear us?
Sorry, can you hear me now? Yeah, can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon, good day, good morning, everybody. It's a privilege being here with us all today. And my name is Orishanuwa Omolara Abigail. I'm the global lead of education unit of the MI Foundation based in Nigeria. Okay, I'll be talking about the topic empowering West African youth for sustainable futures, investing in human capital. That's the main focus for today. Okay, but I would like to start with a quote from the renowned African philosopher Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who says, investing in human capital is not just a choice, it's the short path to unlocking the vast potential of our continent. Now, let me share a surprising statistic with you. In West
I think she's experiencing a network problem. All right, so Matthew.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you can go on.
All right, sorry about it. Okay, I said in West Africa, more than 70% of the population is under the age of 30, making it one of the youngest regions in the world. This youth is a tremendous asset, but it's also a challenge and opportunity that we must address head on. Today, I'm here to discuss how to empower West African youth for sustainable futures. The purpose of our gathering here at West African Sustainability Week is not just to discuss abstract concepts, but to explore actionable solutions that can shape the future of this dynamic region. We stand at a pivotal moment in history where the choices we make regarding human capital infrastructure and financing will determine the sustainability and prosperity of West Africa. So by the end of this speech, my aim is for each of you to understand the profound significance of investing in people and how this investment is inextricably linked to the sustainable future we all aspire to achieve in West Africa. Today, I will explore the challenges, opportunities, and innovative strategies that can pave the way for a brighter and more sustainable future in this vibrant part of the world. So I'll be moving to the youth demographic in West Africa. Understanding the West African youth. West Africa actually boasts one of the most youthful population on the globe, with over 70% of its population under age of 30. West Africa has one of the most youthful population in the globe. And this youth demography is not just a numerical majority, it is is a tremendous asset, a wellspring of innovation, energy, and potential. Yet, it also presents a dual reality, one of immense opportunity and significant challenge. And the dual reality we're talking about, why the youth in West Africa hold the promise of driving the region's future growth and development, they also face substantial obstacles in realizing their potential. And it is our collective responsibility to enhance this potential and address these challenges head on. Empowering West African youth is the path of sustainable development. Looking at the role of human capital, but first of all, let's dive into the meaning of human capital. Human capital is not just, can we hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
All right, thank you. Okay,
Can
thank
you
you.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just
All
want
right,
to know
please,
if
can
you're
you hold on?
following. All right. Okay.
All right, so I would also love to hear from Matthew, particularly his background, before. So we have a panel discussion, then you chip in, your findings and your experiences into the panel discussion. Would that be okay? Matthew?
Hello, Jeffrey. Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. My name is Matthew Azuri Awene, Executive Assistant and Climate Change Officer at Parliamentary Network Africa. I double as the HR Manager for Parliamentary Network Africa. And so over the years, when it comes to staff capacity, young people and all that, I have been very exposed to that aspect. And also doubling as a climate change officer too. And also as an activist, I understand the impact of climate change and how our future is changing because of climate change impact and the need for young people to be trained and empowered in sustainable features like green jobs, energy transition jobs, and a lot of things that in the near future is going to be the norm. And so this is a very good platform for young people like us to talk and also to come to a conclusion on what practical steps and actions should be taken going into the future as young people. Thank you so much. This will be my initial comments for now.
Thank you very much. So this will be based on this section. It will be based on your experiences and what you've done, and through that we will get to develop some insights from your journey and your past experience working within the space as a sustainability advocate. So first, Omolara, I would like. It would be nice if you could share with us some of your experience working within West African youth in the context of sustainable development. What inspired you to engage in this field? This is a journey. What inspired you, Omolara, to engage in this field, to be motivated, as a global lead for Maya Foundation? What really inspired you to be in this field? Can you hear me? Hello, Matthew. Hello, Matthew. Hello, Matthew.
Hello, yeah, Jeffrey. Yes, so for
I would like to
personal
start with you. Yes, if you could share with us your personal experience. How was your your journey being like? Coming within to the field of sustainable development as a climate advocate from West Africa.
Okay, thank you so much. My journey has been very challenging. My journey began when I was in the university, level 200. I had to defer my program because my need to provide for my education again because the cocoa farm has been affected by the impact of climate change, and so the cocoa has to meet up, and it wasn't yielding. And so our source of economic income was not coming again. And so I had to be fed for a year. And from there, I began thinking, why? Was that the only source of income for me and my family? And so I began thinking, if that is so, what are some of the sustainable things that we could do? And I was even asking myself, what could be the reason why a cocoa farm that is doing very well and all of a sudden it begins to not doing well again. And so as a student and also coming into contact with some climate activists, I began realizing that the impact of climate is affecting me educationally and also in terms of livelihood and all that. And so I began exploring, I began working as a volunteer with several climate organizations. And so advocating as much as I am talking about family that in the future are facing. And so I started advocating for sustainability. I started advocating for green jobs. And I also started ensuring that with my background as HR, I also started advocacy on how young people can also get themselves involved in some of the advocacy that we are making in terms of sustainable jobs, in terms of green initiatives like renewable energy, clean cooking and all that. And so I've been involved in some of these things. And in 2021, I also started a recycling agency with some of my colleagues that we started recycling single-use bottles and all that. And so this has been my journey when it comes to sustainability and why I even ventured into this. I think that it's a good beginning. And we are looking forward to establishing more networks, building more partnerships in order to ensure that the sustainable future that we are looking for is not just talk, but it is something that we are actually acting on. And it is something that we are also working. And this serves as a platform for us again to be able to have some of this conversation and build a network to be able to have a sustainable future.
All right, thank you very much. Omolara, is your network working now? And will you be able to share with us your experience, coming within the space as a global lead? How has your journey been like? Because this is a discussion about human capital.
All right. My experience working with the African youth in context of sustainability and urban development. Okay, first, what inspired me actually initially was my desire to work with humanitarian organizations, trying to like be of help to other people and trying to bring change to my society. So I started my journey in 2020 during the COVID break, the pandemic period. After the pandemic period, I was able to like apply to different organizations, which one of it was actually granted during that period. And I saw it as an opportunity for me, and I got support from home, from my family. Yes, they stood up, they accepted the fact that that is what I wanted to do. I did not look at maybe there's any other benefit from it, maybe monetary benefits or not. So I got discouraged by some friends, like, well, I'm doing this, am I being paid for it? Am I doing it voluntarily? But I said, yes, I'm not about the money. I'm about, it's just the passion for me to actually bring a change to my society, to be a change maker in my society. So I moved on to these and I was able to apply to different organizations and I was able to apply to a lot of organizations. And I see myself making changes in these societies. So it's not about the thing I'm about to, I'm gaining there or maybe the value I'm getting from there, but what I'm trying to like give into that organization. Because most people believe when they render a service, they need to get something in return. but sometimes there's some activities that you just have to do voluntarily, not to think of what you get in return. But I'm actually glad I'm able to do some of these activities without being discouraged, despite these challenges rose up. But at least I stood my ground. So this brought me to um, joining my foundation too, and I've been able to like give my best for the period of time I've been with them, and leading the global unit of the education, whereby we've been able to like at least hold a program which is still ongoing even during the sustainability week. So it's something that I've always wanted to do. And it's something that has actually been my interest when doing these things. Thank you.
Thank you very much. These are some of the key insights that I have gotten from him. That a lot of volunteering. She really leveraged on volunteering and talking about human capital skills. For example, Matthew spoke about he having an HR background, but we see where he is today as, a sustainability advocate doing some amazing stuff in his home country. So volunteering is one of the ways that young people can actually leverage on. And I think from the previous section, what our speaker also spoke about, everybody can get involved, in this course. You don't have to be a technician. You don't have to have any technicalities or technical idea. You can find your space. You can find your space no matter what. So these are some of the insights volunteering, and this is what we talk about human capital skills. But there is something that we pose for the audience to also, discuss about, which is more about volunteering and this non-paid volunteerism and stuff. This would be something we could talk about at the end of the section. Coming back to Matthew. Matthew, could you share with us, that one project that you have learned, one significant project that you have learned, and what was the impact that you have made? Could you share with us one project that you have actually learned in your home country, and share with us some of the impact that you have made from that project?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the question. And so I've led several projects, and one of the projects that has been dear to me and the impact was great was the fact that in 2021, when I started my plastic recycling with colleagues, some people didn't know that plastic actually is money. You can make money out of it. And so through that initiative, the community got to realize that, but then they can actually recycle it. They can gather them to make money from it. And so from there, when you go back to the community, you realize that people don't litter the environment again. People don't throw plastics away just like they used to do. But as a result of my actions or my initiative with colleagues, they are now conscious about the impact of damage, the impact of plastic pollution on ourselves, on our environment, and in terms of climate change as well. And so they began changing their behavior towards plastics and all that. And so that is one of the projects or the initiative that I would say that has been very impactful when it comes to sustainability and how we can all safeguard the environment.
Great.
Not only that, we can also that we do. Thank you so much.
And also, I'm not done with you yet. Could you also tell us about what are some of the challenges you faced, during this project? Talking about recycling, connecting local waste pickers, and selling them to recycling firm for a fee. Because I've also been engaged in this sort of project in particularly in Ghana, and I know there are a lot of challenges that comes with it. I would like you to share from your experience if you face any challenges with that kind of project.
Yes, thank you. For the challenges, I think that you do face challenges. One of them has to do with funding. starting with a project like that, you need some funding to be able to do that. When it comes to for the recycling, it's for the recycling, you need to get a tricycle. You need to also ensure that some of the people, the waste collectors who come to help, you are able to give them something. And even getting the recycling itself, it is also very expensive. And so those are some of the challenges that we do face, apart from the stigma that people also sometimes have, or how people or the society see people who take waste or who take plastics. That is also one of the things that but for that one, I don't think that one is much of a challenge. I also think that partnership too was one of the things. Initially, when you are starting and people don't see the prospect in it, they don't want to partner with you. And so that is also one of the challenges that I also face. But as time goes on, you persist and you are doing the little things, the little steps that you are able to take, and you are able to get somewhere. And as long as you are able to get some organizations to partner with and all that. And so I would say that one of them, the challenges is funding, and then getting the right partnership and also technical expertise to be able to turn these things into products that are very usable and products that you can sell for other income and value.
All right, thank you very much, Matthew. Omolara, can you also share with us what is your role as a global education lead at Maya Foundation? What are some of the impacts you actually, having on young people as your role as a global education lead? Can you share with us what you actually do?
Okay. My role as the global education unit lead, one of the major role, because focusing on the goal of the unit, which is to promote inclusive and equitable quality education and lifelong learning opportunities for all, with the focus on SDG4. So my major role is in providing learning resources and opportunities on different subject matters to educate the public and develop initiatives to educate literacy and feed the outreach needs for 2010. So and part of my impact that I've made so far in the unit, in the foundation, is the project we are having ongoing. That is the school outreach we have ongoing. That's in Nigeria, Lagos State, precisely in Nigeria, which is still ongoing. We've been able to reach out to school, and I've been able to get feedback from the school we went to, and the students, their reactions towards what they were enlightened on. That's the six, that's clean water and sanitation. So I've been able to get feedback from the teachers and from the school management also on the impact students got from the outreach. So that's one of the major things I've actually achieved so far in the foundation. Thank you.
And also, can you, before you mute, can you also share with us, are there any existing challenges you experience from your role as a global education lead?
Okay, though it's always challenging getting to call people together, getting to hear we have volunteers, though it's something that I feel when you volunteer for something, it shows that you are interested in being part of that unit, you're interested in everything that is going on in that unit. But sometimes, as the unit lead, sometimes call for meetings, sometimes you call for activities, you get to see just little turn up and all. Sometimes you feel discouraged. Most times I feel like, am I the only one on this? Am I the only one on this? But sometimes you get encouraged again with the turn up. So those are the challenges. And reaching out to some of those schools too was one of the challenges I actually had, and we are still having currently. Because some of those schools you have to like write to them, go to them, like keep pressing on. And those are one of the major challenges.
All right, thank you so much. So from the submissions from both speakers, we can actually also see that most of the challenges really cut across all sectors. The insights also cut across all sectors. And I feel that the answers have already been given. We just have to also reinforce and reiterate it. So for example, Chizuba in her section also spoke about grants and funding. And I think Matthew also spoke about the challenge of he facing, lack of funding for his projects and stuff. The funding are mostly there. And it's a matter of, it's not necessarily that people actually have better ideas than you do. They are just maybe tweaking their applications to make it more convincing, to make it more attractive, to secure the funding. But yes, it is recognizable that funding seems to be a challenge for young people. Seems to be a challenge for young people who are actually, taking up projects at the local level. Now, Matthew, can you hear us? If you can hear us, I would like to know what are some of the unique ways, in terms of if you are facing a challenge sort of lack of, funding for your project. What are some of the ways that, how do you navigate yourself, how do you navigate yourself despite there's this challenge of funding to still, advance your progress in your project? And also, you could also share with us your perspective on if you've been successful in securing certain funding or certain grants for your project. You could also share some experience with us on what made you unique, or what made your application unique, or your concept of your project unique to really attract that funding. So yeah, so this is a 2-in-1 question. Have you been able to receive funding before for your project? If yes, what was that unique thing you did that you could share with the audience, you could share with young people out here who also make an impact project that they could also learn from? And also, if not, how do you still navigate your way to still make impact?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. So I think that we do the little things that we can. The little things that we can is what has got me or has got us this far. First of all, you have to get yourself this, get yourself on the ground, doing the small things that you are doing. And whatever you are doing, put it online. You have to make sure that you share them there. You don't know. Hands on somebody who is very interested in people. They have to first of all check your handles. So the little things that you are doing, you are sharing them online, you are posting them, you are doing that. When you are talking about partnership and people see what you are doing, they know that yes, you actually have the zeal and the passion for what you are doing. And so they are ready to support what you are doing. And so that also comes connect to the point about funding. And even funded, before they will fund you, they have to know that you are doing something. And for you to be doing something, you have to be doing the small things that you can. Maybe there are some of the things that not do them. Maybe you don't have to do it big, so just like going to a restaurant, you tell them that, after you see a plastic, you should put them down, you should gather them and all that. I think something that you can walk to them and all that. So when it is ready, you can go for it and all that. So those are some of the ways that you were able to use to maneuver our way out. And also, whatever we do, make sure that we put them online to kind of raise for publicity about whatever we are doing. And so based on that, when you put application, then your work is visible enough, then it means that you go to sales through. Yes, so that is what I would say. Do the little things that you can, keep posting about it, and then you get traction for whatever you are doing.
Thank you very much. So yes, in a nutshell, what Matthew is saying is visibility. Whatever projects you are doing, whatever impact you are making in your community, wherever you are doing, that is contributing towards, the Agenda 2063 or the UN SDGs, make sure you let the world know. Make noise of your impact. Make noise, of the little things that you're doing. Visibility is really, really important. Omolara, I would like to come back to you again. And my question is, looking ahead, what are your hopes for the role of young people in West Africa, in the communities, and also for personal growth? What can others do to support the role of young people?
Okay, my hopes for the role of young people in West Africa in their communities and personal growth, and what can others support them? Okay, my hope is actually every young person should be ready to make an impact in their society, like in their grassroots level. Let me use that word, grassroots level, because it is when you actually start impacting your grassroots, that is when you can be able to like get to the entire society, going to the country and everything. But if you can't start from your grassroots within your neighborhood and everything, how do you want to forge ahead to other places? So the best thing is actually ensure you are making a positive impact in your society. Engage in community services, engage in activities that is going to like build the community as a youth and be a positive changer in your society, in your neighborhood. From there, you can take it to the society, to the other communities. And what can other people do to support them? Like youth, we need encouragement. As a youth, I actually need encouragement. I shouldn't be talked down. Just like my challenge at first, before going into the sustainable world. And then I was discouraged by friends of people. I'm trying to like, okay, what do I tend to gain? We should not be discouraged. People should not discourage the youth. Like we should get support, sponsors.
I think we lost her on the way. Yeah, so maybe Matthew can let us know his hopes. What are your hopes for the future of the role of young people and what others can do to support young people?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think that young people have a lot of potentials, but first of all, we must take our lives into our own hand. We must ensure that we take it seriously because from where I said, I did a lot of things voluntarily. And based on my voluntary work, I got experience in a lot of things. And so young people shouldn't be too much focused on the money for now, but they should actually look at the experience that they get. And I also say that organizations should also have a way of shaping these young people. For example, with my organization, Parliamentary Network Africa, we are also trying to diversify in terms of our policies, in terms of our programs to ensure that our national service persons who come to us or volunteers who come to us, they are able to inculcate some of these things to them so that at the end of the day, they will also be sustainability advocates and all that. And so I think that organizations have a role to play, but most importantly, we the individuals must be very proactive in some of these things. Thank you. Hello, Jeff. I can hear you, please.
Can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me now? My network is. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please go on. We can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me? All right, so I'm saying we will have to move to the Q&A section. We will have to move to the Q&A section. Are there any questions for our speakers? Are there any questions for our speakers? So I have one question in my private chats, and yeah, this is to the speakers, and the questions goes that how do you facilitate partnership? Matthew, can you share with us? Can you answer this question? How do you facilitate partnerships? For your projects.
Okay, thank you. So I got your question. How do I facilitate partnership for my project? Is that right?
Yep. Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So partnership, as I earlier on mentioned, first of all, you need to have something that you are doing, and then building the right partnership. What are you doing? The recyclers, what kind of partnership that you want to have with them? First of all, you need to have a plan, people that you want to partner with. You want to partner with tricycle drivers. You want to partner with the municipal assembly. You want to partner with restaurants. You want to partner with organizations. Who you know that they produce, classify this group of partners that you want to partner with. You can then move on. You have a plan that you want to meet them, and then you discuss with. So you go ahead, you meet them, you discuss your plan with them, and then what is also in for them and all that. Because when you are talking to them and you don't bring what is in for them, and you are talking about yourself, you'll end up not wanting to help you. And so you go in, if it is an assembly, you tell them this will help clean the municipality or clean the community in which you are, and all that. And so that is what I would say. Identify the people or the organization you want to partner with, and then go to them with your plan and then what is in for them. Apart from that, you also have to be attending events and conferences that is in line with whatever you are doing. And for example, an event like this, it has given us the opportunity and the platform to be able to network with like minds. You may not know who is doing what you are doing, or you may not know who is also in need of partnership. And so through this event and through this summit, we are able to identify some of these people who are doing common things, so that we can all come together and then ensure that whatever we are doing becomes a success. And so that is what I would say. First, have a plan and meet them, discuss with them, and I'm sure they'll be willing to help, just as in my case. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think time is fast spent. So yes, facilitating partnership, you have a plan. Let's be proactive, attend conferences, attend events relating to your project theme. And on that note, if Matthew is actually has his own organizations, and if you would like to volunteer, if you are working in plastics and you would like to collaborate from other country, I mean, this is a West Africa Sustainability week. we are not supposed to just, share the insights and experiences, but also to connect. So if there is a way out where you want to also collaborate with people outside, other African countries, it's really, really critical. It's really, really important that we collaborate, we share, exchange ideas. So if you are into plastics, if you are into, waste reductions, you can also reach out to Matthew so he can share his experience with you, or even better still collaborate. So, we make the project bigger and, shape West Africa to be a sustainable, place for all young people. If you are interested into the education, Omolara will be your key point. Get in touch with my foundation. If you want to volunteer, if you are in Nigeria and you want to volunteer, you want to gain some volunteering experiences, please get in touch with my foundation. And yes, let's all come together. Let's all work together and join forces for a sustainable, green, and an inclusive, future for all. Thank you so much for, joining these sections. And I want to say a big thank you to our partners and a big thank you to our speakers also for sharing your rich insight to our audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you everybody for joining. Thank you, Jeff. That was a really profound session. And thank you to our speakers. It was really knowledgeable. So right now we'll be going on